Hello there everyone, Chocolo Roberto here. Thank you for coming. So sorry for perhaps a last minute change in the to the advertised program. Yeah, basically, well, I'll explain it in a minute. But hi Scott, how are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Yes, you made it at the right time. Yeah, thank you so much. Honestly, oh, good to see you though. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, basically, I was going to do an Aldi review, basically, of lots of I wouldn't say random Aldi products, but a few just various ones that they do, their own brand ones, they're equivalent to other things, this, that, and the other. Hi Andrew. Yeah, well, yes. Well, they that's the problem. Yeah, basically, I had a bit of a misstep when walking down the stairs, basically, and yeah. Long story short is my ankle's all swollen up, so I couldn't go to I couldn't go to Aldi because I can't really. Well, I can walk, but it's probably not a good idea to be doing so. So yeah, so I couldn't really do it. I was hoping to go yesterday, then this morning, but it's not worked out. So yeah, I think it feels slightly better, Andrew. Yeah, I think it feels slightly better, but I don't know. It's still a bit. Yeah, it's still bigger than it should be. Let's put it that way. My ankle's not, yeah, but I feel like it's slightly better. But I just need to rest it. I think so. I wasn't going to risk hobbling around Aldi really. Yeah, so hopefully it'll be better by this time next week. I don't think I've broken it anyway. Let's put it that way. So I think that's hopefully that's a good sign. But yeah, obviously, my foot could be better. Basically, is the gist of it. Yeah. Yes, they've changed a couple of things. They've remastered them. So using the honestly remastered them. But yeah, that's what they've done. So that's what it says on the back. Yeah, so I'll get yeah, I'll show you that in a second. Actually, yeah. So we're doing Thornton's Classic. So basically, it's I think they've done this in a few. I think it used to be. Well, I'm not sure. They did a few different boxes, a blue one and a red one. I think that was white and milk and dark chocolate. Their classic selection. I guess they've rebranded it. In recent years, maybe to something which has a mix of all of them. I'm not sure, unless there's a classic that's a mix. I can't remember now. There's been a few. So yeah, hi Shyam, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're doing all right. Oh, good to see you, Shyam. Yes, yeah, this is it exactly. Yeah, thank goodness sitting down for it. Yeah, so I've just been trying to be a bit careful. And hi Isaac, good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. Just long story short is I was going to do an Aldi review for those of you just joined, but I hurt my foot and I can't really walk around the supermarket. So so hopefully this time next week. So I've rescheduled it for next week. I wasn't sure how it'd be. So basically this morning I've just been resting my foot and yeah, so it's just I don't know. It should be okay, but it's quite it's a bit swollen really. It's just in my ankle. I'm hoping it's okay. I can stand on it and things. So I'm assuming that means it's not broken, but who knows? Yeah. So yeah. Yes, not too bad, Isaac. Yeah, not too bad. Yes, oh, thank you. So, well, it's just one of those things. Just he's got to be careful. I don't want to make it worse and things like that. And certain, it's just certain movements, really a bit worse than others. So you've just got to be careful. So it's not going to do me any good if I'm hobbling around somewhere and I can't just sit down. So I thought I'll just do it for next week, basically. It's a bit of a shame, a bit annoying because I wanted to do it and I hate having to mess about and reschedule things and obviously confuse people and stuff like that with but never mind. So I had to. It's nothing that can be done about it. Unfortunately, I couldn't do anything about it. So yeah, I do apologise. I'm sorry about that. But at least we know at least I've got it scheduled and ready for next week. Just have to forget the chocolates. Yeah, so this is what we got this week. Luckily, I had one in reserve. We could have done a mystery review, of course, but I just thought I had this to review anyway. So I thought, you know what, let's just get it out of the way. Now we did do a similar one a few months ago, perhaps more towards Christmas time, I think. Not the Christmas selection, but I think we did the classic one then. I'm not sure. Can't recall, to be honest with you, but I definitely recognise some of these chocolates, especially the baton one, this triple chocolate one, Definitely recognise some of those. So yeah, so they do tend to rehash some of the chocolates, unfortunately, in these selections. It's just the way it goes, I think. But there we are. But yeah, I hope you're doing all right, everyone, today. Yeah, let me know how you're doing. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, so is it you, Isaac, that's in the Discord chat that's under a different name? And I see playing. I know you mentioned you play Roblox, and I see that person playing Roblox. So I wonder if it's you. So yeah. So here we go. So here's the back. So I'll try and I've got a bit of blurb here. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? You've tried to do a bit of a lint, a bit more of a modern look to the lint chocolatier master guy here. Looks a bit more modern, I think you'd say. Yeah, which. I guess the lint one's trying to be a bit more classic. Well, they got the classic one here, the chocolate cabin. There we go. Yeah, not the place on Coronation Street, but there we are. Yeah, interesting. Some shenanigans going on there. Swiping around chocolate, and an up-to-date Thornton shop there, I guess. Although I think they've closed them all now. So there we go. But yeah, here we are. Yeah, so it says, since the opening of our first shop back in 1911, our chocolate makers have been lovingly crafting recipes for generations of chocolate lovers to enjoy. I'll say they've closed all the shops now, so I don't think I'm going to have to rebrand all this. With the rich chocolate heritage, we bring you a celebration of British taste, proudly crafted in the UK. Today we continue to listen and learn about what you love. That's why we remastered some of our most loved recipes, so you can be sure they'll be loved by everyone. So you can see they've got Pasta Love on, it says. So you've got some remastered, so they've remastered them apparently. Now in HD. We've got Nutty Caramel, now more nutty just for you, which is not the remastering we want, but I guess it is the Nutty Caramel. And we've got the Tempting Toffee. I'll just come on this side. New and improved taste just for you. So, okay, don't really tell you, just made it taste nicer. Although you'd think they just do that with all of them. And then remastered, yeah, the Creamy Fudge. Now with a hint of sea salt just for you. So there we go, yeah. Interesting one, yeah. How did you, Kisotti? How did it go? Hopefully it went all right. Yes, fingers crossed. Yeah. Yeah, white chocolate. Well, this is it. There is a white chocolate one in there. I'm sure somewhere it said a mix of different types of chocolates. Well, there, it says at the bottom there. But I don't think that's... An assortment of milk, white and dark chocolates. I mean, well... I don't know. They never really are they? It's generally milk with some white and some dark, generally. But you know, I guess they are in there, so they can say that. Anything interesting to say on the ingredients? Is there any palm oil? Anything like that? Can't easily see any. I don't think there is. You know, the usual places where they would be. Our chocolate's made with 100% cocoa butter. Milk chocolate contains milk solids 30% minimum. Milk solids 20% minimum. Dark chocolate contains cocoa solids 48% minimum. There we go. We've got calories per 100 grams. 523 calories, 30 grams of fat, 19 of which is saturated. So not bad. So a lot less than, I guess you'd say Lindt sort of offerings, which tend to be sort of 560 calories, I think, if not more. It's a 262 gram box. So it's over 1,000 calories. Yeah, quite high. Yeah, 1,300 calories pretty much, roughly, give or take for the whole box. Yeah, so, hi AB, how you doing? Guys, you doing okay? Yes. Yeah, sorry Sam, yeah, as I say, I just one of those foot things, I had to change the time, so sorry about that, yeah. Nothing I could do about it, unfortunately. I'm glad you made it, so thanks for working it out. Yeah, let us know, Scotty, how it goes, fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, just one of those, isn't it? But it sounds like you're getting a lot of interviews, that's the main thing. I know you've got, obviously, a job to keep you going in the moment anyway, so, you know, no pressure, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Yes, there we are. So yes, so basically all going well. The Aldi one will be next week, basically. But keep an eye on it, because if my foot doesn't get any better and I end up having to go to hospital or something, then it probably won't be next week. But fingers crossed, everything will be okay. So there we go. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well. Yeah. Well, don't worry, Scotty. I mean, the thing is, you don't work there, do you? So it's a bit difficult, isn't it? But you know, from your own experience, you know, that's all you can go by, isn't it? So don't worry. Yeah. So don't worry. No, not yet, Sharon. As I say, I've not been able to really go to the supermarkets. Yeah, so hopefully I'll go this week. I did plan on doing a big tour of them, but I've not been able to go. So yeah, just what with my foot, I just can't. I can't do it. So hopefully this week, if things go well, around Wednesday or something, I'll try and go then. Hopefully I'll get some stuff for Stash Watch on Wednesday, but we'll see how it goes. I guess just have to see. Yeah, just have to see. Yeah, a bit of a pain. There we go, but it's just the way it is, unfortunately. Yeah. But yes, so here we go. Let's have a look. So I'll give these an open, and I think, and there is a thing on the back. I'm hoping there'll be a smaller menu on the inside with a bit more description. So we'll see. So I'll give them an open. Let's have a look. So should I? I'll move the camera down so we can see. That might be a better bet. Let's see all the wires and various other things held to one side. Let's have a look. There we go. Calipers. Let's move them away somewhere. How about down there? Okay, right. Yeah, so not being able to do any real shopping. So I would say I was going to go at the same time. I was going to do a big tour. I was going to go to Aldi. I was going to go to Home Bargains, Morrison's, B&M, Poundland, possibly Lidl as well. Actually, I was going to do a big tour because they're all in like a circuit. You know, if you work it right. But unfortunately, I just couldn't. I couldn't go. I couldn't walk. So bit of a pain. But there we are. Yeah, nothing I can do about it. So I have to hope I get I'm okay this week. As I say, I don't know. It just depends how quick it gets better, really. And I don't know. So yeah, a bit of a pain. Yeah. Yes, yeah, yes, that'll be a good idea, Sham. Yes, good idea. Might try and do that. Yeah, might be a good one to do that, really. It's a good idea, that. Might try and do that. It would be a good way of doing all of them at once as well. But yeah, hobbling about, yeah. So it's okay at times. It's just if you just walk a bit funny or do something, I don't know. I don't want to risk making it worse. I'd rather just let it heal, if you know what I mean. So, as I say, my ankle is just massive at the moment. It's just really swollen, so... Okay, so let's give these a bit of a chop. Let's see. Right, let's say a bit of a chop. Let's just open the cellophane. There's some sort of like basically, I think of the sellotape coverings at the side. But there we go. Ah, there we are. So we've got a bit of a menu here, which I was hoping for. There we go. That's better. So I can perhaps screenshot that in a second. In fact, I'll try and do it now. What do you think? It's a good opportunity. Can I do it now? It's just got to try and get it flat. Difficult. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and do a screenshot of this, but it's just difficult to try and hold it correctly, straight, and then do all the screenshots and then press the button at the right spot. Let's see, can we do it? Can I do it? Hard to do it straight, you know. You'd think, you tell you what, I might just do it like that, and then it might be an idea, mightn't it? If I do it like that, then I don't have to hold it, and then it's easier, and it's flat as well. Is it in focus? Okay, that's good. Yeah, so there we are. So we'll just screenshot that. Make sure it's roughly good enough. We can, yeah, there we go. Right, there we are. So I'm just going to save this now. It's a bit dark, but it doesn't matter really, does it? It doesn't matter. So we'll just try and get it into the right place. That won't be a moment. Yeah, let's say it looks a bit dark, but we'll go with it. Okay, there we go. Let's see now if I can add it on. Fingers crossed. Hey, there we go. Look at that. I'll say it's a bit dark, but you know, could be worse. Could be worse. Okay, we'll leave that there for the moment. All right, so there we go. We've got a bit of a selection there, so we can see what they are, which is good. Hopefully, it's not too sad. Well, hopefully, there's not more on the back. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Not bad. Not bad. Yes. Yeah, it should be, Sham. Yeah, it should be. Yes, I've got to. I'll organise something about. Yeah, they're easy to do. That, you know, they don't rely on me going anywhere for the premieres and things, so I can just do a tier list or something like that. But yeah, it should be fine. Should be fine. It's just getting stuff from the supermarkets, unfortunately. Yeah, but there we go. Got finished quick. Well, that's the thing with these. Oh, there we go. Look at that. These chocolate selections. They generally are moreish, aren't they? But it looks nice. A good selection there. A good selection. Yeah. Let's just see. I'll just remove these graphics so you can just see it a bit better. There we go. Yeah, so there we are. So a bit, yeah, not bad. Some of the pink bits have come off onto these ones here, but not too bad then. So what have we got? We've got 4. Let's see how many we've got. Yeah, so we've got 4 of these ones in the corner. 4 of these ones. 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 of those. 1, 2, 3 of those. For some reason, they're not symmetrical. A bit frustrating, but there we are. Got 3 of them, 3 of those, 2 of these and 2 of them. So for some reason we've got 4 of these, and only the ones in the middle we've got 2 of for some reason. So that's a bit disappointing. Seems to sort of, I'll say 4 of those, 4 of those. Then we've got 3 of the ones leading into the middle, and these ones in the middle we've got 2 off. So I don't know why that is. A bit frustrating. That's a bit rubbish. That, to be honest with you. Yeah, but there we go. It's going to be the way, isn't it? Yes. Going to a cafe, Isaac. I see. Oh, no, thank you, Sham. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a bit of an old one. Basically, I reviewed it a long time ago, but yeah, it's one of those where, it's hard to get them all uploaded, really. So it's a bit of a, but you know, yeah. Long story short is it'll be out next year, the Easter stuff, and it's still nice to watch as well and see how they are. So yes. And hi, Rick, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. How's things in Canada today? Hope everything's all right. Yeah, so we're just discussing this one. Basically, long story short, is there's 4 of the ones around the edge, then it goes to 3 of them, and then it's 2 of them in the middle, which is a bit of a shame. So there we go. Now let's have a look at the different ones we've got. So I'll just bring on the, here we go here. So what have we got here? Just check I select the right ones, make it a bit bigger so we can see what's going on. So anyone got any preferences? So we've got some remastered ones here. haven't got any preference. Strawberries and cream sounds nice. They also have got some pralines in again and things like this. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Sham. Very nice of you to say. Oh, don't think. Well, if only I was. But I'm glad you think so. Yeah, first chocolate syndrome. There we go. That's the problem. I was thinking about this, Andrew. Do we review the best ones in the middle? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, white strawberry's your favourite. It does look a nice one. Yeah. Junior mints today. I see. Oh, yeah, they sound familiar. I don't think we have them here, Rick, but they do sound familiar. Just wondering if we actually have them before. Yeah. I don't know if we've had something like that here. I'm sure we've had something similar. The name is very familiar anyway. So what do we think? Haven't got any? Let's have a look. Maybe we'll just go with the numbers, shall we? Let's go with the ones that got 4, then the ones that got 3, in a rough order like that, because it's probably bound to be the fact that the ones that got 4 are probably not going to be as good. But you never know. Yeah. Yes, I have lots of people mention Food Review UK. Yes. Yeah, lots of people do really. Yeah. So, yeah. But I don't generally, well, the thing is, I'm so sort of busy doing my own channel that it's difficult for me to watch other people's, you know what I mean? I just don't get the time, so yeah, it's one of those. But lots of people say he's popular, so yeah. I know he does more savoury stuffs as well, I think, just general food, of all things. But yeah. Okay, so let's start on honeycomb baton, why not? So what does it say? Crisp honeycomb truffle, we've got truffle at the end, with hazelnut pieces in delicious milk chocolate, finished with dark chocolate swirls. So there we go. So, for me to say this is a dark chocolate offering, I mean, that's not really what I would call a dark chocolate offering. It's just got bits of dark chocolate on, hasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, well, this is it. Well, some people just prefer people just to eat stuff. That's the thing, Andrew. Yeah, it's just one of those. I don't know. I don't know what to think of it really. That's why I do the timestamp. So if people just want to see someone eat something, then they can skip to that. But I obviously sort of take a look at the whole thing, see what the measurements are, the sizes are, and stuff like that, which may not be of interest to some people. But hopefully then they can just skip forward. But yeah. So it's one of those really. I don't know. Depends what you want from a review, I guess. But at least you've got the option with mine. That's the gist of it. Okay. So 7 centimeters in length, bottom is 7.1, but there are a bit of lips at the top, so I'll try it from the other side. Got those sort of lippages. I can do. That's 6.9, so that's about 2 millimeters there. And then height. Let's see. About 1.2 centimeters. There we go. Yeah, and the width, and a bit flat at the bottom, so it's not an accurate width, this one. Well, it is accurate, but it's the bottom's a bit misleading. 1.37 centimetres. There we go, at the bottom, if you can make that out. You can. There we go, yeah. Let's say at the top, about 1.35. Lost a couple of millimetres there, yeah. Yeah, nutrition film. Yeah, I think it's, it's one of those, isn't it? It is important. You get a context then as well, don't you, I think? You know what I mean? So we've noticed from doing that basically most chocolate type things are between 500 and 550 per 100 grams. So anything below or above that is generally quite good, And the classic measuring, yes, yeah. Classic measuring. Well, this is it. And, as I say, the reason I did it is because everyone's always saying how things are getting smaller or whatever. So I thought, well, we can actually check it this time. Obviously, my earlier videos, unfortunately, the quality is not quite there. But I still do it, so, so we'll see. Okay, let's give it a bit of a snap then. Hopefully it'll just snap quite well. Not much of a crunch there. I was expecting more of a crunchy snap. It just sort of, yeah. Okay, not bad though. It's got, like, you can see, it seems to have a bit of a honeycomb centre, can't you really? Honeycomb truffle, apparently. Hazelnut piece. You can see a couple of hazelnut pieces, especially on the one on the right. Finished with dark chocolate swirl, so... Okay, let's give it a try. Let's have a look. Okay, right, so I just, yeah, put the filter one back up. There we go, there we are. We can see what we're doing now. Okay, there we go. Let's just, let's get the brightness a bit better. I don't know whether they're worth me changing the brightness all the time or not, but I feel like it is. I feel like it is. Yeah. Yeah, hot dogs with chocolate. Honestly, that's well, it's an unusual combination, Sham, I have to say. Yeah, Peppa Pig. Honestly, no, I've seen it, but I don't watch it, Sham. No. Honestly, I do quite like some. I mean, not too younger audience cartoons and stuff, but I do quite like some, animated stuff. Yeah. You're probably right there, Rick. Yes, you're probably right. I think it's just it's things like that. Well, basically that is pretty much one of the ones, isn't it? The cream egg sort of shenanigans. Yeah, and just generally, you just see it, don't you? Where chocolate seems to be getting smaller and things, and and I just thought what the flourishes as well and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's got a bit of a record. Percy Pig, yes, they're the M&S ones, aren't they? Yes, I do like those actually, but I've not had them for a while. Yeah, I need to. Maybe when I go soon. I do think they were very nice, those. Okay, let's give this one a taste then. So the first one, let's do it. Yes, honeycomb praline. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I feel like honeycomb is actually quite a nice flavour, and a nice sort of chew. When you have honeycomb normally, it's quite nice crunch and things. But this one they've turned into a praline, and basically it just loses anything special about honeycomb about it. It's just there's a couple of crunches in it, which may or may not be the chopped hazelnuts. I feel like honeycomb is a nice texture, and they've just sort of made it into a praline. So you just got like a very soft, melty middle. It seems to have a bit of a popping candy almost in your mouth, a bit. I think I might be imagining it, but yeah, a bit disappointing that one. We're definitely going to get first chocolate syndrome in this case for sure, because it's very, it's not as good as it should be. Basically, if it was just honeycomb where you just bit into it, it was, I think that would be it. They don't need the chopped hazelnuts in there, because you've got honey. You should have honeycomb, which is a nice chewy, bitey, snappy taste and texture. Or texture. And this one, they've just got rid of all that and just got the taste, and it's just some nonsense honeycomb. And you can't really taste any dark chocolate. May as well not be there. I mean, it's there for appearances, but disappointing that one. Yeah, I mean, it's a typical. I mean, praline syndrome. Maybe we should, patent that or whatever. But it's just a typical praline. It just happens to be flavoured of honeycomb, so it could be anything. It's that same texture. I was expecting a nice snap as I broke it. It wasn't, because it's praline, as I say, not honeycomb. I'm expecting at least some bits of honeycomb in there. Just none of that. It's I don't know. It's one that's missed the point completely. I mean, again, it's not unpleasant. I don't know if I can really rate it below average or below a 3. I'm not sure. It's not unpleasant. It's not too bad. Yeah, I don't know. It's certainly nothing interesting. There's 4 of them as well in this box, don't forget. So I'm going to be treated to that. More of them than we'd like, really, I think, compared to others. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, but maybe it is a bit of first praline syndrome or first chocolate syndrome. Maybe it should be 2.5, but I'm going to say 3. But I feel like it might be 2.5, really. But yeah, there we go. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Yeah. Pringles cans getting short as well, are they, Rick? Yeah. Well, I mentioned that. Well, I don't really do crisp reviews, but I do them for members. So basically, I have done a couple of Pringles reviews, or at least one anyway. Some others. So there will be some record of that. Well, I do my chocolate. Well, usually, Sam, I do end up eating it. Yeah. But I try to save it. I used to be a lot better, and I used to save it for quite some time actually. Yeah. But or sometimes, your friends come over, I share it with my friends as well. So that's something that happens sometimes as well. Yeah. So it's one of those. Yeah. Gooey caramel fudge and strawberry are the best. You can't taste the white chocolate really in the triple chocolate. Yeah, you definitely can't. No, I mean, I remember that one from the other one we did, Andrew, I think, around Christmas time, where we had that same one in, and it's a waste of time. It really irritates me, that. What's the point? What's the point? Yeah. Better than the worst ones, yeah. I mean, probably the ones that give you more of them are probably... Let's see, what have we got? We got the remastered creamy fudge. Fudge is one of the best, though, you say. Okay, well, we'll leave the remastered ones till last, shall we? Just to see. Yeah. Just to see. So we'll try the triple chocolate one next, shall we? Let's try the triple chocolate ones. Let's root it out. You can see I sort of bruised my arm here as well when I fell over. Honestly, I impacted against a cardboard box, so luckily it wasn't anything too solid, but it left a bruise on my arm. Yeah, so let's have a look. Right. Okay, let's just turn the order. The camera moved on its own then. No, I didn't move that. It does all this crazy stuff. Right, okay, there we go. Right. Okay, so we'll do the triple chocolate one. So how many have we got of those? I think we've only got 2 of those ones. So yeah. So I think that's the triple chocolate anyway. Mr. Kipling cakes. I've done quite a few Mr. Kipling ones in the past, Cheyenne. So whether yeah, maybe rub some chocolate on it. Yes. It doesn't hurt or anything. To be honest. It just looks like something. It doesn't hurt or anything. To be honest with you, if I couldn't see it, I wouldn't know it was there. Yeah. Maybe one day, Sham, yes, but I have done a lot of Mr. Kipling's in the past, so we'll see. So the reviews do exist. But yeah, it's those kind of things are good ideas for live reviews. Like I say, the M&S one you had was a good idea. Yeah, it probably is a good idea to do that. Could do Asda, Sainsbury's, Tesco, and all this, that, and the other as well. So yeah. Yes. Yeah, you'll hate whichever 3 leave to last, yeah. Well, I don't hate them, Andrew. I don't hate them. I just don't love them as much as you, I think, is just generally. But I mean, that's the way it is. But it could be, as I say, it could be the so-called. I mean, we've got syndromes for everything now. But the last chocolate syndrome, it could be that, couldn't it? Where I'm just a bit sick of them by that point. So it's a bit of a shame if that is the case. But I don't know what we can do about it. But we'll try it. So you go, 3.36 centimeters, and the height. So it does have bits of pink on it. On another chocolate, 2 centimeters in height, almost 2.1. Have we done everything there? I think we have. About 2.4, 2.5 centimeters in width, but it is a bit wide at the bottom because of that flat base. Just try it without including that if we can. But 2.4, I think, is more accurate. Yeah, more live action stuff. Yeah, I was a bit worried about milking that too much, I am. Is the gist of it. Yeah, I didn't know whether it was going to be as interesting. The more I do of them, the probably less. But as you say, some people like the old. I think Isaac was saying he likes the. Was it Isaac? Was it Joe? I think Joe actually might have said it. Where I sort of did the old Asda igloo. Yeah, so so Oh. Let's give this a chop. Okay, so there we go. So this is the triple chocolate one. So what does it actually say? White chocolate and vanilla flavoured ganache, surrounded by double cream chocolate ganache, coated in dark chocolate. So really, this is just going to taste of the sort of praline ganache truffle centre, basically. We're not likely to taste the white chocolate. We're not likely to taste the dark chocolate. Maybe a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, for something that's triple chocolate, All right, well, let's give it a taste. Lift myself up. Might even taste more of the pink stuff rather than the. Oh dear. Okay, there we go. Up again. Maybe a bit too high this time. Let's see. There we go. Okay, right. Okay, we'll just up the brightness slightly. There we go. Yeah, we did 14 chocolates last time in the last one, so there's only 8 in this one, so it should be a 2.5 hour video this time. Chocolate pizza. I did do a chocolate pizza sham. I did do one. It's actually on my. I'm about to do a look back video, looking back at old reviews, and the chocolate pizza was one of them. Yeah, so yes, but I might do more because obviously more do exist. I did have sort of chocolate pizza slices actually the other day, and it's one of those where sometimes I'm like, oh, should I? Every chocolate I have, it's hard to just have for pleasure. I think, oh, should I be reviewing this, or should I be taking photos for Instagram or something like that? It's hard to just enjoy something, so sometimes I think, well, I'm just going to enjoy it, you know what I mean? So yeah, so it's one of those, I think. Yeah, white. It's the same with most of them though, isn't it, Andrew? I mean, the Tesco one at least did have something that was more white chocolate than others, but even then it only had, what was it, 2 or 4 white chocolates out of 30 or something, was it? Which is a bit disappointing. Yeah. Right, okay, let's give this a go then. See if we can taste any white chocolate or even dark chocolate. Let's do it. It's got a nice cocoa powder on the edge. Yeah, you can basically taste vanilla. It says vanilla flavoured ganache, and that's what you can taste really with this. You can't really taste anything else. Basically. The dark chocolate, just try to taste a bit of the dark chocolate there as much as I could. It's okay. It's not that rich a dark chocolate. It is a dark chocolate, but it's not very rich. It's not very. You can't really taste it even when tasted on its own, and it has a slight bit of the vanilla ganache with it. And even then, that was most of the taste. You know, very, very difficult. Let's see if I can just sort of get a bit of the white chocolate out. So I can just taste that on its own. Yeah, they don't taste it. It didn't taste of particularly white chocolate. It just tasted of a truffle, a flavourless truffle. So this one, yeah, it's a bit poor. This one, really, to be honest with you, a bit poor. I mean, the problem with it is it's just not. It's just it's a triple chocolate. All you can taste is vanilla. You can't even taste milk chocolate. You can't taste milk chocolate. You can't taste white chocolate. You can't taste dark chocolate. You just taste vanilla. So a triple chocolate that doesn't taste of any of the three chocolates is pretty poor in my book. So all you get in there is a vanilla truffle. That's all you get in. I think that was very poor, that one, really. Let's say, especially when it's labelled as triple chocolate. So I think for that one, it's not unpleasant, but it's a 2 out of 5. I mean, it misses on almost every mark, other than the fact that it doesn't taste disgusting. So yeah, pretty poor, that one. Pretty poor. Yeah. So chocolate funny jokes. If only I knew some, Sham. If only I knew some. Yeah. Vatican was better when it was white. But yeah. You know, I don't know why. There seems to be something against having white chocolates, isn't there, Andrew? I think it's a bit of a funny one. Hi Joe, how you doing? Oh, don't worry. Oh, not too bad. Not too late. Don't worry. Well, yeah, glad you could make it. Good to see you. How's everything in Brazil today? Hopefully, going well. And hopefully having a nice weekend. And in the members one, Sham, there are some Doritos reviews. Yes. So again, I feel a bit bad really, but as I say, the basically non-chocolate reviews I generally do. They're all things slightly different. So yeah, so I've done basically ice creams, Doritos, crisps, things like that. They are in the member reviews. So yeah, I think Scotty's. I don't know if there's any other members here. I think Scotty's the only member here today. But yeah, Scotty, you've seen those reviews, haven't you? So hopefully you like them. Fingers crossed. They're a bit more concise as well because I don't have to advertise the member program and stuff like this and things like that in them. So they are a bit more to the point, as far as I can be. Okay, yeah. So do you think those are the two worst ones, do you, Andrew? That's good. That's a good sign if that's the case. Right. So yeah. So what do we do next then? Well, let's see. Well, the remastered ones we're leaving till last week. I think the gooey caramel. I'm a bit worried about this one because I'm always worried about these caramels. Yes, yeah. There's quite a few, isn't there, Scotty? Well, I do one every week. There's about 30 odd now, I think. So if you do join, only join for 1 month, and you can binge watch all 30 and decide to stop. That's fine. I won't mind. I understand. But something you can consider. You can just do that. I was thinking of doing some more content for the members, but as you saw in probably the May updates, I probably will do at some point, but I'm trying to sort of, I'm trying to balance it basically is the gist of it, because obviously I don't want to be too unfair to non-members because it's just, it's the way it is. But then I don't want to be unfair and take for granted the members. So, but as I say, a special sort of review, I think, I like to think is a good thing. But of course, it depends on the tier you pick as a member as well. There's different members tiers basically. So most of them do give you the free reviews, but that's me. One of them is just a support tier that I just added because some people just, I just added that as a little extra thing, but it does confuse, it does muddy the waters a bit. So I mean, it's one of those, but there we go. I've got I've got the orange ones to do, Cheyenne, and I've got the 2 mint ones to review still. I've done the orange ones, I need to upload them. Donut reviews, things like that as well, Rick, things like that, I think, yes. Those kind of things. Difficult one, of course. I'm just trying to, I don't know. It's one of those, but yes, you're right. Could be stuff like that. I think it might be that those ones might be just regular. I don't know really. It's hard to say what the partition is really. I do cake bars and things. Or donuts different than a cake bar. I don't know, but there we are. A nice caramel, you say, Andrew. Well, let's have a fingers crossed then. Fingers crossed. It's not that the ones are unpleasant, but they've just been a bit butterscotchy, and I'm not sure. They're a bit like the toffee pennies from Quality Street, and some people like those, of course. And I'm not against them myself, but Werther's original. I just don't think they're very nice as a liquid caramel, really. But there we go. We'll see. Let's have a look then. Let's have a look. If it's runny, that's a start. You see a bit of chocolate dust on there, so apologies for that. So which one have we got now? So, right, so it's the caramel, gooey caramel. So it's this one, isn't it? So I've got 3 of these. You can see 1, 2, 3. I'll take the middle one, why not? Okay, so quite a nice design on it. Don't really know what it is. Flowers, not bad. A bit like the Thornton's flower logo. You can see it in the top left next to the S on the logo. Interesting one. It's a bit like a Reese's cup, really, actually, doesn't it? One of those mini Reese's cups. Yeah, okay, other than the pattern. Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did, Chime. Yes, good to see you there, by the way. Yes, glad you could make it. Morrison's Cafe now, Isaac. Ah, well, enjoy it. Yeah, let me know what you buy if you get anything nice. Yeah. Let's have a see. Yeah, if it's not, maybe it's not as bad. We'll see, Andrew. We'll see. Fingers crossed. 1.6 in height. And then diameter at the top. It will go in between the gaps, probably. 2.84 at the top and at the bottom. 2.31. So that's about 5mm there between the top and the bottom, as you can imagine. So let's cut it in half then. We'll see. It's a bit of a mess, possibly, this one, but we'll have a look. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, a bit gooey there, a bit gooey caramel, but not bad. Give it a bit of a wipe on the cloth. I think that's what we'd expect. Okay. Yeah, so quite nice gooey caramel there. Yeah, so glad you could join Discord, Sham. Yes, you've joined a few times in different accounts, actually, I've noticed. I don't Would you mind if I sort of remove the old ones, I guess? Already, you know, I think you've got about 4 or 5 accounts on there, I think. Oh, honestly, it's no problem, don't worry. Woo, crikey. Just almost collapsed there. So you can clearly see there. Nice runny caramel there, look at that. Yeah. Very runny. Very runny. So what's the actual official description then? Soft, buttery caramel wrapped in a deliciously smooth milk chocolate cup, it says. Okay. Right. So, I was hoping to not get caramel everywhere, but I think it's gonna be hard to avoid. So let's give this one a taste, lift ourselves up. So lots of runny caramel. Definitely looks runny. We can't complain at that one. Yeah, so good stuff. Let's have a look and let's make a video view, get it back to a bit more bright. But yeah, I hope you're all enjoying the Discord chat, by the way. It is good. I mean, I'm sorry I'm not there all the time. It's one of those where, you know, if I'm online, I'm generally sort of editing videos and things. So I try to pop in between edits and stuff like that. But yeah, so please, I'm glad you're all enjoying. Hopefully chat with each other as well. You know, so yeah, so I do apologise if, if I'm not always there. But I am there sort of, as I say, in between edits and things like that. So it's a bit of a difficult one. Yeah, so nice and runny. Crikey. Okay, let's give it a go. Yeah, I think it is one of those. It is a bit butterscotchy, Andrew, I must say. It is a bit of a, yeah, it is one of those really. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's got a bit of a slight salty taste to it. I think. It's okay, but I think it is quite. Yeah, for me, I don't know, Andrew. I think for me, it's a bit of a more of a. It's still a bit of a butterscotchy one. It might not be quite as bad as the others, but I don't know. It's just they all just taste quite similar, really. These caramels, they're never quite thick or something interesting about them. They always seem to taste a bit the same. I don't know. Yeah, but obviously, if you like that, that's fine. I think I'm just comparing it to other caramels that I prefer, such as perhaps the ones on Roses, Galaxy Caramel, Cadbury Caramel, stuff like that. And I find that these ones just all taste the same. They're all just a bit sort of quite runny, quite butterscotchy. You know, it's one of those really. Yeah, so it's one of those. But you're probably right, Andrew. They probably have distorted. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. But you know, but it's what you like, isn't it? Really, if you like those other caramels, then you know, I think that's probably fair enough. But I mean, you know, for me, it's a bit of a. I view that taste with things like Werther's Originals and toffees. That's the taste I think that's from, really. So I kind of, you know, so when I taste a toffee taste or whatever, I find it to be that sort of taste, you know. And the caramel, I kind of try to associate with something else. So, you know, but they are quite interchangeable. They are the sort of the same thing, just in different sort of states of solidity, aren't they? Really. So I don't know. Hard one to say, but yeah. for me, I don't know. They all taste the same as well, though, so there's no difference between really this one and the Lindt one and all the others. So it's which is a bit boring as well, isn't it? I think that's the problem. Yes. Yeah, I've done a Kit Kat reviews. Yeah, there's a playlist on Kit Kat. So if you type in Kit Kat or look at the playlists, there's loads of Kit Kat reviews, tons of them. Yeah, tons of them. Yeah. Yeah, Cadbury's caramel. I'd say it's a bit buttery. I would say it's a bit of a buttery taste. Yeah, that's the way I always describe it. Yeah, just a bit thick. Yeah, rather than sort of butterscotchy. Has that sort of sweet taste to it. Toffee taste. Yeah, Flame Up Walker scripts. I have them to review for the members, Sham, as well. Sorry to keep mentioning the members, but they are there ready to. Yeah, so. Yes, add some flavour to the caramel. Well, exactly, AB. Exactly. 100%. This is it. Add a flavour to it. Make it a chocolate caramel or something caramel. Any caramel. Anything you like. I think we might have mentioned this before, might we, AB? I'm not sure we were talking about it. But yes, add a flavour to it. Make it interesting. Do something with it. Yeah. They all taste the same, This one for me, it's the same as all the others. As I know it's slightly different. It might have a slight nuance to it, but I couldn't detect that. I think, I think for me it's... I don't know. It probably is an average. It's an average one. I think it's a 3 out of 5. I don't think I could really say it low, but I do prefer other caramels. I'd like it if it was flavoured like AB says. Had a chocolate caramel. I don't really, obviously other flavours might be difficult, but at least do something. You could definitely do something. Yeah. So the Cadbury Neapolitan bar back to the UK. Yes. With it's Yeah, basically, it's in a place called B&M at the moment. So I've got it to review, actually. I've got a few I need to get done, really. Yeah, Rick, so it's one of those. But yeah, exactly, AB. Well, we're not the... Well, we obviously are interested in chocolate. Maybe we are an expert to an extent. But yeah, clearly, you'd like to think that these master chocolatiers that, they talk about would have some idea. But they don't tend to do it, do they? They just tend to do the same things. But exactly, they're the ones that are paid to taste and test and all sorts. But... We can say right now a chocolate caramel is going to be more interesting, or any flavour. I don't know. You could add anything, couldn't you? Really? Yeah. So it's one of those, isn't it? Really? Yeah. Finishing off Thornton's. Oh dear. Yeah. Honestly. So we have the Potter Bar is nice. Well, I'm going to say it looks nice. It does look nice. I have a feeling it's probably going to be one of those that's not going to be as nice as you'd think it would be. But I think it's going to be nice. I think it's not going to be much... I think it's like strawberry, vanilla, white chocolate, isn't it, really, I think? Or something like that. Andrew will probably know. Oh, there we go. Yes, yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, exactly. It's basically based on that ice cream. We have that here as well, Rick. Yes, that's the gist of it, basically. Yeah, it's based on that ice cream. It's got the same colours and things like that. But yeah, it's one of those where it's more of it. I think it's going to be... My initial impression is that it's going to be quite a gimmicky one. Not really sort of... It's going to be nice, but not going to be, not going to blow your socks off, as I say. Okay, so we've done the gooey caramel one. So yes, we've got the crunchy praline one now. So let's have a look at this one. There's 3 of these in the set. No problem at all, Sham. I'm glad you enjoy them. And thanks for turning up as well and leaving lovely comments. It's always great to hear from you. It really is. Right, so we've got 3 of these crunchy praline ones, I think. Have we got 3 of them? Yes. 1, 2, and 3. Let's grab this one here. Right, a bit difficult to measure this one, but we'll do our best. So you can see what it looks like. That looks quite nice. What's the description? Hazelnut and crispy wafer combined in creamy white chocolate sprinkled with roasted almonds. There we go. So I might have to just turn the... I see the camera's a bit too bright here, so I might have to just turn it down a bit. Let's have a look. There you go, so you can see it. How would that would help. There we go. Yes, there we are. Got a bit of pink on it as well from the strawberries and cream. Just a few of them got that. So that's quite nice, doesn't it? Tide tracks at the bottom. Yeah. Hazelnut and crispy wafer combined in creamy white chocolate, sprinkled with roasted almonds. So another one that's labelled as being white chocolate orientated, so we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, Giardelli, I do definitely want those, yeah, Rick. I mean, that's a company that's another amazing one. It's just quite expensive to get them, but yeah, I think I will have to get those, actually. Yeah. I need to remember those. I definitely need to get them. Definitely need to get them. They're gorgeous. Well, the ones I've had are gorgeous. I've not had those. Yeah, I'll try to remember. Keep reminding me, Rick. Keep reminding me. Chocolate milkshake Zazu. Well, I don't generally do drink reviews, Shyam. Oh, whistled a bit there. So there probably would be a member one if I did. Is the gist of it. So yeah, but I haven't done any. Well, I've done some hot chocolate drink reviews for the members. So yeah, so it probably would be one of those really. I've just got to draw the line somewhere between, you know, so 3.6 centimeters there in width. It's just difficult to review everything you see. I've got so much to review. I have to kind of categorize it a bit to make sure I don't get. Yeah, it's difficult. And then 2.6. There we go. But at the top, different really. I'll try it sort of midway down. About 2.3 there. About 3.1. So yeah, definitely a bit different there. It really looks quite enhanced with the fact it's got the pink bits on it, or at least one pink bit. A bit more interesting there. Okay. Yeah. Let's just don't think we quite did this measurement from the top. About 3 centimeters there. 3 exact actually. I'll say from there you add in 3.5, so you add in half a centimetre on because of that sort of chocolate bit at the bottom. Yeah, so yeah, not pleasant here, Andrew. Not pleasant here. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, really. I still listen to people, and I don't want to alien everything. I don't want to put everything behind a paywall, basically. But there is a thing, yeah, where if you are a member, you can request things. But you can still request. There is a bit in Discord to request. You can still do it. So there's no problem. I just obviously. If it's a perk that you've got by being a member that says you can literally request something and it will be reviewed, then clearly I'm obliged to do it. But I still listen to people, you know, so I still want to try it, you know. So excuse me. So it's not. I don't want to keep everything. I don't want to ignore people or not do things. So people do still mention stuff, but generally I have the little. Every now and again I'll have the sort of 2,000 subscriber special, whatever, or 1,000 subscriber special, where I'll say right now I'll listen to people's requests and stuff like this. So. You know, so there will be opportunities to do it even then anyway. But it's just when I've got such a big backlog to get through, you know, yeah, it's difficult to do it. But yeah, I don't want to put everything too, you know, I don't want to be too sort of paywall-y, if you know what I mean. I want to try and keep things the same, but keep things accessible to everyone and not, you know, not make it an us and them thing regarding money and stuff like that. I don't want to do that. But at the end of the day, yes, there are perks to being a member. You know, so it's, yeah, I'm just trying to be fair about it really. So there you go. So it's another praline one. Basically, there is white chocolate involved, but again, it's mainly praline, isn't it? So I think, you know, I can already tell that's probably what we're going to taste. Mainly is the praline, you know, because that's what's mainly there. We've had it before in the other ones. So again, why do you do this? And it's not. We've seen it constantly now, haven't we? With all these chocolate things all these chocolate selections where praline's just the main thing all the time, and it's never flavoured to be what the actual, you know, like white chocolate or whatever, you know, it's just a bit, I don't know. Flumps, don't think I've ever had those actually, Shyam, no, they look nice, but I don't think I've ever had them. You know what I'd like to do? Oh, thanks Rick, thank you, yeah, thanks Rick, yeah, no, I appreciate it, yeah, it's one of those really, I just, you know, I try not to be unfair about it, you know. I don't know, you know. I just try to sort of, because the things I offer for members are things I generally wouldn't do anyway. So that's how I kind of justify it. Well, I wouldn't be doing an ice cream review, or I wouldn't be doing, or not generally anyway, or crisps, you know. So I think, well, I'll do them for the members, you know what I mean. So I kind of, you know, so it's a bit like that really, yeah. And I do sort of ask people for, you know, requests and things, but generally, as I say, if it's a member thing, where part of the deal is that they can request something, and I'll definitely do it, you know. Whereas if obviously someone's just mentioning something in passing, whether I get round to it or not, but I will try and do it. So yeah, swings and roundabouts really. But I do not want to sort of make it so it's exclusive for people who can afford it, or, you know, whatever, you know. Right, there we go. Yes, so there we are. Got the praline centre, white chocolate on the outside. If it'll focus in a bit, there we go. Got some chopped hazelnuts on the outside as well, roasted ones, I think. Yes. Okay, roasted almonds, in fact. Okay, but it's a hazelnut and crispy wafer. Hazelnut and crispy wafer. All right, let's see what it tastes like. There's a bit of a crunch in there. I'm tasting a bit of mainly hazelnut taste, really, to be honest with you. Hazelnut praline. Nice crunch. I like the little crunchy bits. They're very small crunchy bits, but no white chocolate taste at all. mm. Yeah. Bit of yeah. It's just mainly hazelnut praline you taste in here. I'm not really tasting any white chocolate. I mean, I guess there's a crunch, the textured crunch on the crispy bits in there, which is nice. But I'm mainly just tasting hazelnut praline. It's the same story. It's just as just praline again. So and hazelnut. So, it's okay. I like the crunchy bit stuff. I think they're quite nice. I say no white chocolate, no real milk chocolate either. It's just really just hazelnut praline and crunchy bits. Don't really even taste the roasted hazelnuts, roasted almonds really. Yeah. I say if we're not for the crunchy bits, I think it might be below a 3, but I think it's a 3 out of 5 basically. Yeah. So there we go. Too much praline, yeah, AB, you're right. This is it, and we notice it every time, don't we? Really, I think if you didn't really have these reviews, if I didn't anyway, I wouldn't. Excuse me. I wouldn't notice there was all these. They're all just dominated by pralines in every way, shape, or form, really. But they tend to be, don't they? Mellow Marsh. I do have some Mellow Marsh in my backlog, so I might bring them out for the stash watch. But the ones that would be well and truly out of date, so I need to perhaps get them again, Sham, yeah. So the old ones I do want to do, for sure. It's just really hard to sort of get through them all, really. But yeah, hopefully for some of the mystery reviews, something like that, I'll bring some out and things like this. So yeah, so I'll start doing them as well at some point soon. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Yes, well, don't worry. There's no pressure. Don't feel you have to be one to be a member or anything like that. I mean, it's there's already lots of. Hopefully, there's lots of things you enjoy about the channel without having to be a member. You're in the Discord chats. You can join in with these chats as well, things like this. So, but thank you. But yes, yeah, if you do become a member, that'd be hugely appreciated. But you do a lot for the channel as it is, and it's nice to have you here. So don't feel obliged to do it. As I say, a lot of people, yourself, Shyam, Rick, AB. You're all doing things for the channel just by being here. It doesn't, I don't feel you need to be obliged to be a member or anything like that. But thank you so much for considering it. Yeah, it's a real problem at the moment, Rick, isn't it, with postage? I've had all sorts of issues, actually. There's another guy, used to be a member, Sam Matson. I think he's off and on a member, basically. And he tried to send me stuff from Canada. And it was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. Yeah, it kind of disappeared in the end. So, yeah, but don't worry, if things get better, I do have an address that can handle stuff and things like this. So, But yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare at the moment, so don't worry. I've got enough to be going on with anyway, so so please, perhaps it's just as well to leave it slightly. But if you do send me them, of course, I will try my best to get round to them. So yes, Magic Stars, Milky Way Sham, yes, they are on my list that I want to get done. Yeah, I do want to get round to them. There are ones I've never reviewed. Milky Ways generally, actually, I don't think I've reviewed. So yeah, hopefully in time, the UK ones, that is. Right, so what have we done? We've done the gooey caramel, crunchy praline, honeycomb baton, triple chocolate. So we've only got the remastered ones and the strawberries and cream to do. So what do we think? Should we do the strawberries and cream now, Andrew? Because I know you... maybe if I don't do it at the end, it might make a difference. Who knows? Rude comments sometimes, Shyam. Sometimes you get... They don't get too many, actually, I must say. Most of the time, the very nice ones I get, I must admit. But sometimes I've had a couple of them where I've just deleted them. I don't mind people criticising. I don't mind if someone says, "Oh, you go on for too long" or whatever, because that's fair enough. Because I do, and I usually just say, "Well, look, yeah, I do. It's just the way it is." But I put timestamps on, so if you want to skip forward, you can. But there's a couple of times you get people saying some, just swearing or something like that. I just delete them. It's no hardship for me just to delete them. I don't waste my time on them. But yeah. It's not. I don't get many like that at all. Actually, fingers crossed. Most people leave very nice comments, and So it's usually not too bad actually. But I'm quite thick-skinned. It doesn't bother me really. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me. Sometimes it makes me laugh. Sometimes I do get some people say, like because sometimes I do waffle on a bit. People will say, well, you've spent 20 minutes. I can't believe you spent 20 minutes talking about such a thing. In a negative way. They're not saying it in a light-hearted way. And I just I can't believe you sat there and listened to it when you didn't want to. I didn't force you to listen to it. So I don't know. So it kind of makes me laugh a bit, but I understand. That's why I do cater for that, because that's why I do put the timestamps and things, because I realise that not everyone wants to listen to that or is not interested in that. So unfortunately, some of my old videos don't have the timestamp, so there's no way around it really, and it'd take me too long to go back and do them. Although now I'm doing that sort of look back, I am putting in timestamps when I can anyway, to ones that didn't have it, and just adding bits in if I can. It's just difficult to find the time to do everything. But But yeah, so there we go. So there you are. So it's so do get some funny comments, but it's not nothing too bad, unfortunately. I don't mind. Yeah. Yeah, I don't do this full time. No, I have a 9 to 5 job full time. Yeah, so basically I do my job and then I upload a video, a review at the weekend. Yeah, so it takes so it's quite difficult to fit it all in. Really, is the gist of it. Yeah, so this isn't my full time job. No. So maybe one day, you never know, but it'll take a lot more, a lot more subscribers and a lot more, subscribers really, a lot more views, I think, before I can do it full time. I basically make about, from this channel, sort of like gross, I get about £50 a month at most from it. But the costs of it, £25 goes straight away on the internet costs for me to do these live reviews, because I don't have, my regular internet isn't good enough to do this, so I have to get like a 4G internet, so that's about £25. So straight away, half the money I've got is gone on that, and then there's the buying the chocolate as well. So I bought a load of import chocolate the other day, and basically, let's just put it this way, that 1 month's worth of revenue doesn't pay for much of that at all. Yeah, so yes. Ever been angry before? I don't know. Well, in real life, yes. Not on the channel. I don't think so anyway. But yeah, Cadbury cake bars. Yes, they totally do it for me. Yeah, they do it for me. But yeah, so the channel doesn't really make me any money basically, but I enjoy doing it. It's nice to chat with you, and of course, there's a potential, because the gist of it is, if say I got 1 million subscribers overnight, let's just say I did. The effort I put into the channel technically won't increase. I probably will increase it, because it might mean I'll be able to retire, and do more. But in theory, I don't need to do any more. So the more subscribers I get, the sort of like the value that comes back to me is increased every time. Because I'm not technically doing more effort. I'm doing the same amount of work, but getting more back from it. So it's just going to take time, really. That's the gist of it. But of course, with more subscribers and things, there's more incentive for me to do more, and also it makes it more worthwhile, because obviously more people can experience it and do it's worth me doing more effort into it. Whereas if I'm it's you know what I mean, it's a hard one to explain that, really. It sounds a bit harsh, really, but for instance at the moment, it's talking about the members again, but it's a good example, really. If I wanted to do members only content, because I've only got say 4 or 5 members, the amount of time I have to put into doing it versus the amount of people who get something out of it is not great, Whereas if I had 100 members, it would be it'd be more worth me doing more members only content, if you know what I mean, and I would do, But of course, it swings and roundabouts, because or chicken and egg scenarios. You've got to put the effort in to get more, any way to get more members. So one of those, but I've got to sort of balance the time and things, because it's the same with regular stuff. So that's why I'm trying to do these look back videos, the premieres, the live reviews for everyone. So I am putting more content out for just everyone, for the same reason, because for multiple reasons. A, it gives you potential to get more subscribers, gets people into it more, watching more videos, more comments, and more members potentially. So it's all that kind of thing, unfortunately. So it's well, I say unfortunately, but it's the idea is obviously to put more out there to get more back, is the gist of it. That's the plan. But I enjoy doing it. I do it. I don't make a profit from any of this. Something I just enjoy doing. I like talking to you all, like Sham and you, Rick and Andrew. AB, of course, and Scotty when he's here, and all the other people that turn up. People turn up at different times and things. Joe, of course. So it's one of those, isn't it? Yeah. Cadbury Crunchy Cake Bars. I think yes, they are on my list. I did have them, but they went out to date, Charm. Yeah, so they are ones I want to do. Live quizzes. Well, it's one of those where it's difficult to know what to do with those. I'd like to do something like that, I think, but it's just whether it's crossing the line between a gaming channel and a chocolate channel. So I don't know what to do there, but we shall see. It's a good idea though. Okay, let's do the strawberries and cream one next. I don't know if Andrew mentioned anything, but we'll do that one and leave the remastered ones till last to see if there are anything special. The strawberries and cream one should be a nice one. It sounds appealing for sure. I think we did do this one in the Hotel Chocolo Mother's Day everything one, and I don't think it was that great. So what's the description? Strawberries and cream. A classic blend of strawberries and double cream smothered in white chocolate and topped with pink sprinkles. Okay, so we've got 2 of these, which I think is a bit poor. But there we go, we do. I mean, having two of a chocolate in a selection is really poor. There should be at least 3 of each, really. And the fact they've got 3 of some of them, you know, they've got two with 2 and 2 with 4. So why not just reduce one by one and increase the other by 1? I don't get it. So you go, it's like one of these domed affairs. You can see it there. Keep bars in the freezer if they're out of date. Yeah, it could be a good idea. Could be a good idea, that one. Obviously, I think maybe it's something to do that actually. Yeah, it could be an idea maybe. I've not tried that. Yeah, have you tried it yourself? It sounds like it could be a good idea to do that. The problem is I only noticed them going out of date once they're out of date, if that makes sense. But yeah, it could be an idea that. It does look a nice one. I like the pink sprinkles on it. It's a shame it's not focusing in quite well enough. I think it's possibly focusing on the calipers. Possibly, or the stars, or both. There we go. Looks nice. Does look nice. Okay, let's give it a bit of a measure. Yeah, pick a mix tier list. Yes, you have. Yes, I've kept that in mind, Sham. Don't worry, I've not forgotten about that. Yeah, that's a good one. A good idea, that one. So it's on my list. So hopefully I'll get around to that. No pun intended. 2.2 centimeters in height. But yeah, thank you for that. That's a good recommendation, that one. So thank you. I do plan on doing that. It could be a long one though, because there might be loads of pick and lists on it. Loads of pick and mix types. Yeah, mini rolls of donuts. It does work, does it? I'll keep that in mind then, AB. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah. Good idea, that one. Yeah, it does look very nice, doesn't it? Yeah, Joe. Yeah, it does look very nice, this one. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully it's strawberries and cream. Is that something you have in Brazil, strawberries and cream? It's a sort of typical British type desserty type thing, really. Typically at Wimbledon, you always sell strawberries and cream, the tennis tournament. Okay, so again, it's another soft-scented one, I must say. So, you know, it's kind of going down the same route. Smells nice, though. Do a bit of a strawberry smell. A bit of a strawberry ice cream smell, actually. Yeah. See, it's slowly focusing in. Slowly, I think. Maybe. No, it doesn't. Sometimes it focuses, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I need the old... Let's see, here we go. That's what I need, don't I? Yes. Here we go. There we are. Look at that. Just by magic. There you go. So nothing too special on the... You can see there, but yeah. Okay. So slightly truffly, I think you'd say. So we'll see how it tastes. Tree ball mince. I've not had those for a long time. No, tree ball backwards is Robert. You know that, Sham. Because it's the guy who made them is called Robert. Yeah. I've not had them for a long time, but I do. Yeah. I like the soft mints. They're the ones I like. The tree ball soft mints and soft fruits. They're the ones I like the most. Yeah, I don't think I've ever reviewed those actually. The mint ones are not bad, but they're very minty. You know, they are mints basically, and which is good and bad. Yeah. Okay, let's give this one a taste. Fingers crossed. Looks a good one. Does it taste nice? As I say, it's got the fluffy centre again. It's the praliny, truffly type centre again. So we'll see. Let's give it a taste. Yeah. Definitely. It's definitely got the strawberry taste for sure. It does taste. I think it does taste sort of strawberry creamy. You know, it does taste that like that. I think it sort of hits the nail on the head. You don't really. I think it has to be with white chocolate, but you don't really get much of a white chocolate taste. Again, it's all dominated by the centre. Really, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of it really. I'm sure it would be slightly different if it was covered in milk chocolate. I'm just trying to see if it will focus in on the. There we go. A nice fluffy centre there. Yes, obviously if it was dark chocolate or milk chocolate, I'm sure it would taste different. So, but the white chocolate again isn't a primary taste; it's just there to complement it. Not bad, not bad. I think it's basically just a strawberry sort of taste, really. Quite creamy, which I think is what it sets out to do. I don't think it's my ultimate chocolate experience, but it does what it sets out to do. It is strawberries and cream flavoured. It does taste like that. Has a little bit of crunchy bits with that pink bit on the top. It's not bad, you know. It's not bad. I don't think it's going to blow your socks off, but it does what it sets out to do. I think it's a nice, pleasant strawberries and cream flavour. It's a bit creamy, again, you know. I wouldn't say it's too creamy, though. It might be, you know. And I think it's meant to be. That's the thing in this case. It's meant to be. I think it does what it does. For me, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's not going to blow my... It hasn't blown my socks off. It's probably the best one in the set by far, because it's the only one really that has a dedicated flavour that isn't just sort of praline and actually tastes like what it's meant to. All the others so far have just not really been anything. I mean, the honeycomb baton, I guess, tastes of honeycomb, but it's honeycomb flavoured praline. It wasn't honeycomb. Triple chocolate, you couldn't taste any of the 3 chocolates. The crunchy praline again, well, it was just a praline, just hazelnut praline, you know. The gooey caramel, I guess, taste of caramel, but it was a typical caramel, just a bit mundane, really. So this one, you know, again, stands out a lot as one of the best ones in the box, but still, I think is only a 4 out of 5. But definitely nice. Definitely does what it sets out to do, and it definitely is creamy and does taste of strawberries. So there we go. Yes, and it's not too creamy, just about. but you know, you'd expect it to be. B&M review special. Difficult one, Sharon, B&M, because they don't really do their own stuff. They just do lots of other things. So whereas other things like Tesco and M&S and stuff have their own brands, I don't think B&M do. So I don't know if I could really do it as easily with B&M. But yeah. Robert Robertson, was it, Treebor? Yeah. On Robert Road. Yeah. Did he really, just making that up? I mean, you know, well, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, that's some crunch, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think in this case, Rick, I mean, I can kind of understand that they haven't. But I think in some of the other ones, maybe some of the other pralines, I mean, I guess the crunchy praline did have some crunch in it. I know what you mean, just something a bit different. Yeah, you're right, they could have had something a bit different. You know, I mean, in this case, it's a bit of a funny one because it is just strawberries and cream, and I can kind of understand that they haven't done it. But if they made it a bit more interesting, like an Eton mess or something, which is essentially the same thing but with more, like meringue, then why don't they do that? Yeah, so I get your point. Just make it an Eton mess one and have something even more about it. You know, yeah. So yeah, they could do that. So yeah, why they don't? You know, it was a good point, really. I think that's the problem with a lot of these chocolates. They just don't seem to. They just miss something. You know, they just don't quite have the sort of so-called X factor or whatever. So yeah. Well, we're on to the remastered ones now. So I guess maybe we'll go from left to right, maybe. Nutty caramel, creamy fudge, tempting toffee. So the tempting toffee is one I would expect to taste a bit butterscotchy. You know, that sort of toffee-like taste. You know what I mean? Rather than the caramel. That's the gist of it. For me, at least, anyway. You know. Right, let's go down then. So let's see. The nutty caramel. Yes. Yeah, thanks for all the suggestions, by the way, Shyam. Yeah, really helpful, that. So thank you. I'll say I do keep them in mind, that's for sure. And if you want to put them in the Discord chat, just mention them on the request part, something like that, and then I've got them written down then. But I do try to remember them as well. Yeah, so thank you so much. Like live Australian one, yeah. Like the Bush Tucker Challenge, yeah. But yes, yeah, there's definitely some scope there. I mean, I'm trying to sort of. It's difficult because obviously some of them you just want to review naturally, you know. But yeah, there's definitely lots of scope there. I think the supermarket ones you've mentioned are definitely a good idea, for sure. It's just hard to sort of. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know. It's difficult to sort of to not review things individually sometimes, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes you just want to review stuff, get it out there, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but definitely food for thought for sure. Right, so we got so it's the Nutty Camel remastered. Yes, a heavenly combination of hazelnut praline and gooey caramel encased in a smooth milk chocolate swirl. Okay, yeah. So they made this one more nutty, basically. That's what it said on the front. Yeah. Okay, so there's 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. The only one there. So take one out. Okay. Get the old measure-rooney. Giving birth program, Sharon, was it? That's a bit of a random question. No, not generally, no. Honestly. 1.56, 1.57. I think 1.5. It depends. It's slightly different raised parts. Yeah, about 1.57. And the diameter at the bottom, about 2.76. And then the top is a bit different. Well, not sure it's worth doing at the top really. Yeah. There we go. Okay, because it's just a bit swirly and wouldn't make much sense, I don't think. Okay, right. Let's give it a chop then. Well, that's something I'm missing, but okay. Bit of a loud chop. Oh, right. Okay. So this is very, yeah, very runny. It's another runny caramel one then. Well, it does say nutty caramel, so I guess it makes sense. Okay, so I'm assuming this is going to be pretty much the same as the gooey caramel, but with chopped nuts in, so chopped hazelnuts. So it says praline as well, hazelnut praline. It says I can't see hazelnut praline in there. That's the bit at the bottom. But again, hazelnut praline. Why is that in there? I don't know. Okay, but definitely a gooey caramel because it's kind of starting to drip out of there. Okay, interesting. Right, let's give it a taste. Let's do it. Right. Okay, there we are, back again. So just adjust the colour. So yeah, an interesting one. I feel like this one's probably, it's the typical, you know, you've got the caramel one, then you've got the one caramel with nuts in, haven't you, again? So it's just, it seems to be ticking boxes there, I think. Let's move the colour down slightly. There we go. Yeah, okay. There we are. Right, let's see what this one's like then. I'll say very runny. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, there we go. Don't know where the hazelnut praline is going to come into it, but we'll see. See what we go. Not bad, you know. I think it's definitely got a hazelnutty taste there to it. I don't know. It says it's got more nuts in it or something, but I can't taste any. It's like I don't know. That's really weird. That one. Not bad actually. You know, can't see your throat a bit, but definitely seems to be more about it. I wouldn't say it's got that much of a nutty taste to it. There's no bits of nut in there. I think that works quite well. That one actually. That's quite nice. That is actually quite nice. That's a surprisingly nice one. That one. I expected it to taste. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting like a whole hazelnut in it, or chopped hazelnuts in it, or hazelnut praline in it. I didn't really get really hazelnut praline. I just got a more interesting caramel flavour. And I guess you could say it's slightly hazelnutty, but if you imagine a hazelnut caramel flavour, well, you know, you wouldn't be expecting too much, I don't think. But actually, it tastes quite nice. It has a sort of more. It's not just that butterscotchy caramelly taste. It actually tastes quite pleasant. Actually, that was a surprisingly nice one. I say no chopped nuts in it, no whole hazelnuts in it. I couldn't really even taste hazelnut praline. Although there might be I think it was a bit more solidity to it than the other gooey caramel one. I think there was more non-caramel bits in there. It was actually very nice. That was very nice. I think that's what AB was talking about before. Just something a bit more interesting with the caramel, and that does it. That was a lot nicer than the regular gooey caramel one, and surprisingly so, because I say it's labelled as being a nutty one. There's like a slight nutty. There's just a more fuller-bodied caramel taste to it. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to blow your socks off again, but it's definitely a lot nicer. Yeah, I think it's a 4 out of 5. That one. I liked it. I liked that one a lot. That was really nice. Almost a 4. I think it was just caramel though. You know what I mean? If there was more to it, maybe it was a nice caramel. You know, I don't think I could give it 4.5 out of 5, but it's definitely almost there. You know, I enjoyed that one. I'm not really a massive hazelnut fan. I didn't really think it tasted much of hazelnuts, but it tasted nice. Yeah, definitely one of the better ones. I don't know if the remastered one has made it better than it was. I can't remember what it was like before, but definitely a good chocolate, that one. Different as well. Interesting. Right, so what have we got now? We've got the creamy fudge one, remastered fudge. Well, fudge one's always one that's never really a top tier one, let's put it that way, but we'll see. We get 4 of these as well. Let's zoom down a bit. The plate is a bit messy. I'll just give it a wipe before we start. It's got caramel everywhere. My mum used to always be able to, I think I mentioned this before, Mum used to always be able to wipe plates and things to lift all the crumbs off. I don't know how she does it, I can't do it. I remember my brother saying I don't know how she does that, and I just move them around, I don't lift them up with a cloth. It does, as much as I try, you know, cupping the cloth and all sorts, but it just doesn't work. My mum could just do it. Right. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so got the creamy fudge. So there's 4 of these, 1 in each corner. 1, 2. You see the other 2. Yeah, 3 and 4 in the top corners. Okay, yeah. Okay, it looks interesting. Looks like that typical. I think fudge chocolates typically look like this one. If it's just I'm thinking of these Thornton's ones or whatever. But yeah. Okay. With the old measure-rooney. Right, let's give it a measure on the top tip to the bottom. About 3.7. Width at the 2 widest points. 2.7. And the height about 1.6, 1.7 centimeters. There we go. Yeah. Interesting. Let's give it a cut. So what does it say? As I say, what's the silky smooth fudge with a sprinkle of sea salt. Smothered in milk chocolate and finished with a chocolate drizzle. White chocolate drizzle, presumably. Although it's not really white chocolate. So the remastered part of this is having sea salt in it. So I'll just turn the camera down so we can see it. So they just basically made it a bit of a salted fudge, I guess. Interesting. I think that's probably quite an interesting one. Not just a salted caramel one. They've not just remastered the caramel and making it salted caramel. So that's quite nice. Let's get the special backing sheet. There we go. Yeah, so basically just a fudgy centre. I'm not a big fan of regular fudges, ones you get from all these, you know, these seaside shops or whatever they are. They're always just too sweet for me. They hurt my teeth. My teeth get a bit yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just too sugary basically. My teeth can't cope with them. You think I'd be used to the sweet stuff, but yeah. There we go. Okay, right, so let's have a look, see what this one's like. Right, give it a go. Cake bars frozen, might try it. Sounds a good idea, doesn't it? Yeah, well done, AB. Good idea for that one. I think it is a good idea, that. I'll have to try that for sure. Right, let's give this toffee, what's it called? A creamy fudge a taste, remastered. Yeah, I think that is a good idea, actually, yeah. Let me know how you find it, Scott, as well, because I don't know if I'll be doing it soon. But I always want to know if you defrost them, will they taste the same? So I've got that problem to cater with. But definitely something to try, I think, just generally. Could be the answer. It could be the answer to all the problems, AB, couldn't it, Scotty? You know, all these terrible cake bars, you know, just freeze them and it might taste actually very nice. Okay, let's give this a taste. Not a very chewy fudge. It's a bit of a yeah, it's okay. I'm not really getting much of a salty taste to it. I'm getting a taste that's not that pleasant. A bit more of a sort of a bit more like a toffee taste, actually, I would say. There is a tempting toffee coming up. So yeah, I'm getting more of a toffee taste from it, but it's a bit bland. It's not really got anything behind it. No vanilla taste. Vanilla fudge is nice. The one in Quality Street is actually pretty good. You know, it's one I never think I'd be that bothered about. Yeah, I feel like it's too bland. Basically, it says it's got some salty taste to it. I can't really taste that. Maybe it's better than it used to be, but no, I can't really taste that. It tastes too bland. It tastes a bit like a very boring toffee. It's not chewy or anything like that. It doesn't even have that fudgy sort of half chew to it. I think there's one fudge I had in one of these sections actually really nice. It had sort of a bit of quite a lot of it, not a massive chew to it, but enough. Yeah, it might have been one of the Cadbury Noisettes ball things. I think, I'm not sure. But yeah, a bit rubbish that one actually. As toffee as fudge goes, I think it's worse than. It's not really even any better than the regular sort of fudge you get in Heroes or, you know, Roses really. And I would say the Quality Street ones are nice, but those two are pretty mundane. I'd say it's probably worse than those. It doesn't even have a chew or anything. So yeah, it's pretty poor, that one. I think, you know, it's a Yeah, it's a 2 out of 5, that one. Yeah, no salt either, so it's been remastered, but God knows what it was like before. Not a good one, that one. 2 out of 5. Yeah, 2 out of 5. Alright, brings on to the last one, a tempting toffee. Let's move down a bit. Tempting toffee, eh? We'll see. We'll see about that. Okay, let's have a look. Right. These are ones where they're, well, they're not upside down. They look like they're upside down, but they're not. I'll just adjust the camera a bit to make it a bit darker. Okay, there we go. So we've got 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3 in the symmetrical-ish pattern. Take one out. Okay. Quite nice underneath them. Got like little different patterns and things. I just noticed they're coming out, you know, just like the flowery ones. Nothing too dramatic. So the baton one's got a bit more there. Alright, yeah, okay, let's give this one a measure then. This is the last one, remastered in HD. Okay, so let's have a look. So the height of it, it's got a step, but we'll measure the step. At 1.4, and without the step, at 1.2, 1.3, 1.25. That's about a millimetre there, millimetre and a half. And the height is it's wide at the bottom, 3.4, and at the top, roughly 3.16. Yeah, about 2.5 millimeters difference. And the width at the bottom, 2.3. And at the top, roughly about 2.1. There we go. About 2 millimeters difference again, which you probably should have expected. Okay, let's give it a bit of a cut. Tempting toffee. So what's the description? Melt in your mouth toffee flavour centre with delicious toffee pieces in crisp milk chocolate shell. In a crisp milk chocolate shell. It definitely sounds interesting, doesn't it? Again, it looks a bit like a praline. Okay, it says melt in your mouth toffee, which does suggest to me it is a praline. It says flavour centre as well, so it is basically a praline, I think, really, without admitting it. There's no reason why it won't focus in here, because there's just white in the background. Come on. Oh dear. Okay, I don't think there's much to see there, really. There we go. Alright, well, it says it's got toffee pieces. I can't particularly see them. I guess there's some bits in the bottom one you can specifically see something there, can't you? But alright, let's give it a go. Give it a go. I'm feeling this is just going to be another truffly praline-y centre that's just flavoured for toffee. Sneezing again. Bless me. Now, there we go. Okay, let's just adjust the colour. Okay, right. Well, let's give this a go then. You never know, could be surprised, but I'm feeling it's just going to be a toffee flavoured praline or noisette or truffle. Let's give it a go. And some horses going past, police on horses, I think. Sometimes patrol the area. Don't know if you can hear the clip clop. Interesting one. But not bad, you know. You can definitely taste the chocolate in this one, which is the difference between all the others. The chocolate is definitely present. All the others, I say, the chocolate has played second fiddle to whatever's been in the middle. This one you can definitely taste the chocolate. It's the only one really that you can specifically taste the chocolate. Yeah, has a toffee taste. I can't really taste any toffee pieces though. It's just like a sort of Lindor centre where it melts in your mouth and just has a vague toffee taste, you know. It's okay. This one's got the advantage of you can actually taste the chocolate. All the others, as I say, I think the chocolate's not really been a prominent flavour, but this one it is. It's the only one really. It's not bad. Has a bit of a brownie-like taste to it. It's okay. As I say, I couldn't taste any toffee pieces. I'll just try another one just to see if I can taste any toffee pieces, but there's nothing chewy there. Yeah, there might be something, but I certainly can't detect it. Maybe every now and then there's a slight crunch of something, but yes. White chocolate coconut Kinder Bueno. I see. No, I haven't heard that one, Sham. I'll have to have a look out for that one. I've done a few Kinder reviews in the past. I've got a couple to do. The Hippo ones, I've got them in my backlog, so I need to do them. Yes. They are nice Kinder stuff. Yeah, different ones to keep in mind for sure. But I've done some Kinder reviews in the past, but they are a bit older ones. So, although I did re-review one not too long ago because someone requested it, I think. And yes, for birthday, I think it was. Yeah. But yes, I do want to do more Kinder ones. Yeah, definitely. Is that your favourite, Sham? Is Kinder one of your favourite brands? But yeah, for this one, this Tempting Toffee one, yeah, it's okay, basically. You can taste the chocolate, but you can't really, you get a bit of a toffee flavour for sure, but it's mainly like a sort of toffee flavoured Lindor, that kind of consistency. It isn't toffee at all. It's basically like a praline, you melting them off praline or whatever, or as I say, truffle or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's okay. No bits of toffee. It's just all right. But you can actually taste the chocolate, and the chocolate's not too bad. It's quite a sort of creamy chocolate, a bit of a Belgian-y chocolate. Not my favourite. It's okay. But for once you can taste it. It's just a shame it's not one where it's a dark chocolate or a white chocolate where it actually sort of matters a bit more. It's all right. It's a low 3.5, a high 3. I think. I'm still going to say a 3. I think it's okay. It's just okay. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, my birthday was last week, Cham. Yes, my birthday was last Thursday. Yeah. Yeah, 2 days ago my birthday was, so it's been and gone. Yes. Fortunately, I hurt my foot the day after, so at least it didn't ruin the day itself. But yeah. But yeah, 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Yeah, so bit of maybe I'll do a thing in the Discord chat for people to put the birthdays in, so we can have we can remember when people's birthdays are. Maybe I'll do that. That might be an idea. But yes, yeah, 3 out of 5. I think, you know what, and for the lot of the set, I mean, let's have a look at them. You know, what have we got? I mean, a lot, again, it suffered from the praline syndrome, where everything was just praline. I say syndromes, everything. Dream Master ones were okay. I mean, they were all right. There was nothing really stand out. The strawberries and cream one wasn't too bad. Maybe stood out slightly. But it was a different one than all the others. It actually had something about it. Nutty Caramel was a nice surprise. It was a lot better than you'd think it would be. It had something about it. Again, didn't really taste too nutty. Didn't contain any solid nuts. And tasted nice. The caramel actually had a nice flavour to it, which is what we were saying the gooey caramel was missing. Triple chocolate, you couldn't taste any of the 3 chocolates in it. It just tasted of praline. The honeycomb baton just tasted of praline, but it was flavoured with honeycomb. The Tempting Toffee was praline, but flavoured with toffee. The crunchy praline was praline, with crunchy bits. The strawberries and cream was a praline flavoured with strawberry. The creamy fudge was actually fudge. I think it was kind of fudge, but it was quite smooth, so it was almost a praline. So only the gooey caramel and the nutty caramels actually weren't pralines. You know what I mean? So when you look at it like that, pretty poor. And it's something we've seen in all these chocolate selections where it's an over-reliance on praline type centres. It's okay. As chocolate goes, it's okay. Maybe the strawberries and cream one was the one that actually stands out as being something a bit different. But at the end of the day, it was still a sort of similar scented one than all the others, you know. And only the Tempting Toffee was the one where you could taste the actual chocolate. So, yeah. I don't know. They're okay, these ones. You know what I mean? They're just okay. Could I say they're even below average? They possibly are. I don't know. I think they're just very average. They're just very average, I think. You know what I mean? There's nothing really too special about them. I think it's just a 3 out of 5. I think it's tempting to say 2.5 out of 5. But they're not unpleasant, you know. And these chocolate selections are never that great, really, is what we're discovering. They're always just style over substance, really. But as a chocolate selection goes, this is probably pretty much run down the middle of the ground one. Yeah, so a bit of a shame. Yeah. Morrison's chocolate. Yeah, that's a good one to do as well. Yes. Yeah, so hi QP, good you can make it just at the end. Just at the end. What do you make it for dinner? Anything nice? But yes, Morrison's, yeah, it's a good one. I did plan on doing a Morrison's one, Sham. I just never got round to it. Yeah, so it is one I want to do. Yeah, but as you say, like with the other ones, we could do that. And I do like Tunnock's tea cakes. Yes, they're very nice. Yes, I do have a sort of one to do. Probably do it with one of the mystery reviews at some point. But yeah. But hi QP, hope you're doing okay. But yeah, you just basically at the end. I don't think I've had a dark chocolate. Do you mean the Tunnock's tea cakes dark chocolate AB? Because I don't think I've ever had those before. I need to have them by the sounds of it. They sound very interesting. Yeah, but the other Tunnock's bars aren't there as well, and I think they do a dark chocolate one of those, which I think was nice. Yeah, so yeah, the wafer bars. Yes, I like the wafer bars as well. I think I did review them. I think I did. Yeah, I did. I reviewed a long time ago. I think I reviewed them both at the same time. I used to do some reviews where I used to review them together rather than separately, which is okay. But it was difficult to sort of, doing all the graphics at the end with the stars and things. It would just become a bit of a nightmare, So I try not to do them that much now. If I do them, I'll probably do them separately, then do an overall comparison or something like that, which I have done with the Maryland Orange Jaffinators and things that I need to do. Yeah. Yes, yeah, I like the tea cake. I like it because they're so different, I do quite like them, and the weird biscuit bases as well. I quite like them, even though they're a bit weird. But but there we go. Yeah, so another selection come and gone. Another one where it's quite similar. All truffles and pralines, really. Quite happily surprised by the nutty caramel. I thought that was a lot better. That was one we're talking about. AB. That nutty caramel has a nice taste, and it's not really It's sort of hazelnutty taste, but it's not got bits of hazelnut in it. It was a nice tasting caramel, a bit different. Yeah. Okay. No worries, Sham. No worries. Yes, no worries at all. Yeah, obviously. No, it's just in the Discord. I think there's about 4 different accounts in there, so I'm never sure. I thought one of them was, I think one was just your surname, one was your first name, and then there was a combination of them both and stuff like that. So I wasn't sure if it's the same person at first, but don't worry about it. It's no problem. Oh dear. Right, well, okay, everyone. It's been a good one, bit of a shorter one this time. Still a long one, but not the 2 hours and a half that I think we did for the last week's. So hopefully I'll do the Aldi one for next week. I'll keep you updated. There'll be a stash wash in the middle of the week. I'll post it at some point. So hopefully the Aldi one will be next week. I'm quite looking forward to that one. So I'm sorry again for not managing it this week, but fingers crossed. Next week, and the one after, I'm going to hopefully do a little one. So as Shyam's saying, maybe I'll do a few different ones and get back to mystery reviews in between those as well. So I might space them out a bit. But that's the plan. Yeah, so fingers crossed. And let's say hopefully I'll get the look back video done soon. It's going to take me a bit of editing, that one, because I've got to basically do the graphics to say whether I still agree with the rating or not and get the picture of it. It's going to take some time, yeah, so there we go, but there we are. Now, okay, I'll do that, Shyam. Okay, yeah, okay, I wanted to check that was all right. Yeah, it's just so we can know who for sure is who then, basically. Yes, and sorry, sorry if you've messaged me today or something, but I've not checked it today. I know you mentioned before, I've just twigged that you might be meaning from today. I've not checked Discord today, so yes, I need to catch up on it, basically. Oh, yeah, no, thanks, AB. Thank you. Yes, fingers crossed. And as I say, keep me updated with your move and stuff like that. Yeah, and I'll be careful with it. Yeah, I'll definitely. It still feels sore today, but it feels better. But, I'm just a bit worried. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll just be careful. I'll have to be careful on the stairs and things. Yeah, and I definitely don't go down the stairs when you're half asleep. That's my recommendation to anyone. Yes. It could have been a lot worse, though. Thank goodness. Well, I say that I'm not totally sure whether I've broken anything or not, but we'll see. I can stand on it and things like this, so I'm assuming that's a good sign. But I'm no foot expert, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks very much. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, AB. Thanks, Andrew, if you're still there. QP, enjoy your tea, and Scott as well. Whatever you're up to, hope you enjoy what you're doing, and good luck with the job. And Rick as well, thanks for joining us also, and Jawo as well. Yeah, keep updated as things going. Now, yeah, have a great day. Now, possibly one day, Sharon, possibly. Yeah, I need to tell you, well, certainly not with my foot the way it is, but maybe one day I'll try and do some special things at some point. Yes, but I was thinking of doing things like that, So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, but yes, maybe in time I will do. Oh dear, no. Well, thanks very much, Sharon. Thanks again, AB. Thanks everyone else as well for joining. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a great weekend. Have a great day. And I'll there's about a 5-second delay or something, so I apologise if you say something and I've already gone by the time you say it. So it appears or whatever. So I do apologise, but yeah, have a great day. thanks again. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. See ya.